Right, got a spare engine here, 125 Keeway. I'm going to convert this into a big ball 150. So I'll just remove that from there. So tensioner's removed, chain tensioner, 2 bolts in there. Second spark plug out. Okay, I'll tell you why in a moment. 17mm inside, and if you can see in that hole there, there's a timing mark on there. It needs to line up with this little pin, this raised spot here. Okay, at the moment this is the inlet valve. Tap it, call it a tap it. There's a little bit of movement on that. So when you adjust that, your piston will be at the top of the stroke. As you turn that, your screwdriver will come all the way up to the top dead centre. Okay. Now if you get it out of phase, it'll still come to the top, but there'll be no movement in this valve setting, and that's where it's wrong. So you have to go around another cycle, because it's a 4-stroke, you see. So well, that's in the right position now. I'm going to keep it at top dead centre just for the strip down. I'm going to do this in 3 parts. I'm going to do the strip down first in one video. I'm going to do the preparation in a second video, and the rebuild in a third video, because I know you can do it a lot faster, but it's just much easier this way. Okay. I've already had this came to me partly disassembled. Someone gave up on it because they tried to do the valve gap settings, got it completely wrong, and chucked all the bits in a bag and just abandoned the project, abandoned the bike actually. So right, so that's ready to come off. So there should be 8 bolts in the top to remove. They're all 10mm, and these 2 in the middle, these have washers and seals on. These 2, these ones don't. These are all 10mm. These will all be loose already, because I've already had this off. Okay, they're all the same length, so there's 8 of those. I'll just quickly remove them. Coincidentally, the torque setting for these, when you put it back together, all the rocker lid bolts should be 10 Newton meters. Okay, take that off. I say they're not tight because this came disassembled when I received it. So there's that one. That's 6. Let's put these safe. 7, 8. Okay. Leave these 2. Don't touch these. Just leave them. And they should be about 10 Newton meters as well. I'll have to double check that on the manual. So remove these 2. Coincidentally, these are longer. Okay, they're about 60mm. You can't get them mixed up, they won't fit anywhere else. The other ones are about 45-50mm, the other 8. Okay, so that's ready to come off now. This lid. Just bear with me. Don't hit it with metal, hit it with a proper mallet. Okay. That's your valves. That's what operates your valves. That's what them 2 bolts are for. You leave those be. Don't touch them. Okay. Make a note of any dowels that came out. These are locating dowels here. There's only 2 in this one, I believe. 1 stayed in there, but I'm going to take that one out and put it back into the lid. Okay. There's only 2 in that. So take that off. Put that with your bolts. Okay. Now I'm going to take the camera out. I'm going to show you something now. So my timing mark is still there. Okay. But if you look at the top, you see the line on the top sprocket, on the cam sprocket. You see it's parallel, okay? And that's when you know it's aligned. We're going to have to knock that back out. We're going to have to adjust that to get to the other 10mm bolt on here. And there's another one down there, so we need to get to that one. When this arrived to me, one was a halfway out, worryingly. Okay, and when you do take the cam out, there's a little, I don't know its official name, it's a guide that goes in top cam into there and there. Okay, and that's loose, so don't lose that. Okay, so next thing we're going to do, we're going to take the top bolts off, but first we're going to take the chain guide bolt out of there. So we've got a chain guide in here, and we've got a chain guide right down there. I'll show you that in a moment. Okay, so chain guides next. We'll just pop the phone back in. Okay, so what we're going to do, take this bolt out. It's a 13mm. Again, this is loose because I've already had this partly disassembled. No washer on it, and it's only threaded on the about 10 to 15mm on the shaft. The rest is just smooth blind, and that just sits in a hole in there. Goes through the chain guide in there. Okay, put that one with the other bolts. And what we will do now, get the pliers. I don't know if I can do that yet. No, I don't think so, not yet. So what we need to do next is take the chain off, but we'll have to rotate this to get the bolts out, so because we need to take the and there's a black cap that should go in the end of there as well, but that'll be fitted later with sealant. I'll show you that after. Okay, so the next part is getting the sprocket off the camshaft. If you were to remove the chain from the bottom and take all the gubbins out of there, then you could do this without removing that, I believe. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn that upwards first. Now another problem you've got is that on these bolts there's a locking tab on there, you see, so that's going to have to be chiseled out. Okay, so I'll do those now. We'll undo the 2 10s, then we'll pull the sprocket off, pull the cam out, and the chain can fall off the bottom, but it's not a big deal. We'll soon put that back on. We'll just have to do it blind. Okay, so we'll get them tabs. I wonder if I can use a screwdriver actually for that one. Might be able to. No, so I'll just get my chisel out. Should use a smaller one really, but so what we'll do is chisel that off there. Okay, that's that one off. It doesn't need a lot, so turn that back round. Remember, it was originally in that position, so timing marks there. Turn it back round. And there's the other one, which has been already tampered with by the look of it. So I'm just going to just knock that out slightly. Okay. So the next thing we need to do with the 10mm is to remove this nut. Be very careful. On the back of the sprocket there's a locating pin, and if you're not careful the locating pin can drop into the engine casing and it's stripped down of the engine, so I'll show you that in a moment. We'll just get a 10mm socket, which should be there. So I need to knock that back up, and then okay, that's that one loose. Turn this round slightly actually, might be a little bit clearer. Okay, there's one 10mm bolt. Just put that safe there. Knock this back round again. And there's the other one. Just need to go over a little bit more. It says in the manual to fit the room when you refit these to fit with thread lock. But I've never seen. I've done 2 or 3 of these engines, and I've never seen any thread lock fitted, so I won't worry about it too much. That's your second one. Put that safely there. And this washer. Okay, surprisingly expensive those. So I'm going to put this back into the top dead center position again, which was there. Coincidentally, when you put it back together, it should be top dead center as well, apparently, which I didn't know until I just read the manual tonight. And the manual is not a Keeway manual; it's a Suzuki EN125 manual. But that's what this bike is anyway. It's a clone of that engine. So there's a pin just here. Okay. And what you've got to be careful of is when you take this off, that pin doesn't fall out. Just bear with me. Okay. Make a mental note of your lobes as well at the same time, but it'll only fit one way anyway, so take your cam out. Okay, you can see the pin there, and that will just pull out of there, so don't drop that in the engine. Okay, we'll put that aside. Your top cam sprocket is still in that position anyway, so your important thing is to keep the timing mark on the bottom in line. A lot of people take the cover off here behind the magneto and jam it in, but as long as you know your pistons up at top dead centre, it shouldn't be a problem. Okay, so I'm going to take the sprocket off, the chain off the sprocket, should I say. Oh, and don't forget this. That sits in the top of the top of here and goes into the cam. Don't lose that. It'll only fit. It'll fit either way, but it doesn't matter. It's symmetrical. So what we're going to do now is take the chain off. Okay. There's the timing marks on your sprocket, which should be parallel. Remember, the pin was at the top. Okay, just pop that safely down there. So a lot of people now will actually try and suspend the chain, but I'm not bothered about it. I know how to get it out, so, and how to put it back on the bottom sprocket. Just get a cloth for my hands, so it's a bit oily. Okay, so that's the top end off. This needs a good clean out as well, so that'll be having a kerosene bath. There is some valve work to do. We're going to change the valve stem oil seals as well. Before fitting, that'll be in video too. So now we want the cylinder head off. Okay. There's only 4 bolts holding that one on the top. Again, make a mental note of these are domed. Some have copper washers on. I think they might all have actually. I think these all might have copper washers on. We'll see as we take them off. I think these are 13mm. It might be 12 actually. 12, yeah. I think these are 30 Newton meters, these. And the side ones, there's 4 on the side as well, and they need doing. There's 2 underneath and 2 on the side, and they need to be 10. After you've nipped the head down when you reassemble, which we'll do in video 3, you nip them down, these at 30 Newton meters, 25 to 30, I'll double check that. And then when you've done that, then do the bolts on the bottom at 10. Okay, so we'll take these off now. These are 12s, so just put that 10 socket there. So this will be a little bit tighter. Let's get us a little extension bar for this. I might be going to the big one for this, bigger torque wrench. So what we'll do is see if we can get that off there. Not with that one on there. So we'll go to big fella maybe. Let's try once more. I thought I'd be able to get that off at 30 Newton meters. It's probably because it's nothing to support it. So tell you what we'll do. Take that out. Pop that on there. pop it on its side. Make sure we've got a clear camera shot of that. That's because I had nothing to lean on, that's all. So that's one off. 2. 3, and so you've got 3 domed and 1 normal nut there. So they feel tighter than 30, but anyway, so let's come back up. The chain's fallen into the depths of hell, but just for that, just get yourself, if you've got one, something like I use a dental picker, like a dental tool for mine, and you'll be able to pull that back out. Don't worry about that. So what we're going to do next is take the get the chain guide off. I'm making hard work of this. There we go. And notice the position. I've actually managed to reassemble one once with the other one the wrong way around, so they dish that way. Okay. There's the mark there on the back where the tension has bruised that slightly. Okay, so we'll just put that to one side. I'll just take the other one out. I believe this one will just come out. It should do that one, if I remember rightly. That's strange. My last one was different to that. Right. So we'll take these 4 bolts off first. We're still at top dead centre. I've just had a look at the timing mark. Okay, so that's a steel washer on that one. So we'll just pop that in the order on the bench where we take it off. Just take this one off. You can see that. I believe this one's copper actually. I think I recall, yeah, that one's copper. So we'll just remove that one. Right, that's not playing ball. So that's all copper, is that one. They all need a really good clean, these, before they go back in. So that one's copper on the dome nut. I think all the dome nuts are actually copper actually. So here's the third one. That's strange. That one's steel, and this one here I believe that one's copper. Let's have a look. Is it copper and steel, that one? So it looks like the top one's copper. Has it got a bottom one, or is it just the... No, that's just the mark on that. So that one was copper, that one's copper, that one's steel, and that one's steel. Okay. So chains off there. So we should... I've spotted something on the inside there. What's that there? Is it just a little bit of a little bit of silicone or something? So, right. Can't see how that chain on that side actually fits on. That's strange. Oh, that's the oh, I see. I do recall, forgive me, that actually sits in before you put the top head on, whereas the other side drops in after you've put, so one goes in before and the other one goes in after. Alright. So, right. So what we need to do now is take the cylinder head off. That's a schoolboy mistake, isn't it? I've still got these nuts underneath holding these on. So I've got two there. There's no washers on these. That's one. Two. How are you supposed to set it at 10 Newton? Well, in my case, how are you supposed to set it at 10 Newton? I don't know, because I'll never get my socket in there. Now these can be corroded, the cylinder head where it joins up, and they can be quite an arse to get off. So we'll see. Hopefully I'm running on solar panels at the moment and inverters. And diesel heater's switched off. That runs on a solar panel as well, so I've had to turn that off to get the noise down. So hopefully we should have enough power in batteries till tomorrow. Right, so there's that one to come off as well. Do you know, I knew this would be a problem. There. Now the problem with some of these engines, it depends how long they've been stood, is there's actually part of the head on this side where water runs down from the weather and it actually hits one of the dowels that locates the top and bottom, and they can be seized, rust seized, and it's a horrible job to get off. One I did before was horrible. Right, that's not... Let's play ball now. This one's really, really worryingly tight actually. I'm not a mechanic, I'm an electromechanical fitter. I have been for many, many years. I'm a brilliant car mechanic, but as for bikes I've only had a couple of years, so if I can do it, you can do it. I don't like that. I do not like that at all. Look at that. No aluminium corrosion on the bottom. That's a clutch nut, coincidentally, on the bottom. They're clutch nuts. You see the ribbon on that? The upper ones, excuse me, the upper ones are not. They are just plain nuts. The bottom ones, yeah, they're clutch nuts. Again, these should be 10 Newton meters when retightening. Oh, that one's not nice either. I'm just going to fill that with some fluid. That'll break down the aluminium oxide. It's not an oil, it's a different chemical which is supposed to help that. So this is where it gets awkward. So I want to get this head off. Careful not to go mental with it. You don't go breaking any veins. It is coming slowly, I can see it, but don't be tempted to put anything in between and to lever it off. I've seen them bruised before, and people have put bars in to get it off. Don't do it, because you'll bruise the face, and then you'll have problems later with head gasket. This one is coming slowly. Sometimes alt lock comes off, but starting to get a bit of movement now, you see that? And that's basically, that's the 10 mils at the side here and here. That's the dowels that go into the cylinder head, which start to corrode with the aluminium. Can be an absolute cow to get off. There we go. Coincidentally, your top cylinder head gasket will be metal, may well be metal, but the one that you'll get with the kit and the replacements now seem to be you do get a metal one. Yeah, you get a metal one, but I think the bottom one's paper in the replacements, but this has probably got a metal one fitted. Now, you see something there? What have we got there? I can see that on camera. It's got a split. Hang on. Yeah, split exhaust valve there, look. You can see that? So it needs a new valve as well. Fortunately, I've got some of those ready, so we're going to have to fit a new valve as well. That's the outlet for the EGR, if fitted. This dowel here would be an absolute cow to get out. Don't even attempt it. Don't even attempt to get them out of the block either. Just well lubricate them and they're going to go back in. So we've got, in part 2, we'll have the valve to replace, all this carbon to take off here. Okay, so we'll put that, yeah, it's nasty as that. You see that splits in the valves? Inlet's alright, so we'll double check that. That's probably been caused by the valve gaps not being set, I would possibly suspect. Okay, we do have a tool for removing the valves. I've got I think it's called a collet remover, so hand one, so that'll be another one. Right, yeah, I've had these seas up before, these dowels, and it sits on this, around the edge of this shaft here, and there's another one already there. That one's free, but this one, I've had it 2 or 3 times. This one always seized up. And don't, just clean it with some Scotch-Brite and fit it back on, because you'll do more damage than to it. So right, so that's that off. We'll put that aside. Let's give that a wipe off. So now your gasket needs to come off. Okay. That wipe over. And looking at your piston, make a note as well, so when you replace it with a new one, that the outlet has the large dish in it. This is a flat piston, by the way, and there's a little locating mark there, a little dot in the middle, and this is larger on this half moon, and that's for the outlet, because I've seen people fit the pistons the wrong way as well. So okay, so what we'll do is we'll just for video reasons, we'll just see if we can get the chain up. Yeah, so your chain's there, you see, okay, and that's your other chain guide, and that just sits free in there, and that goes in first, and it goes in that way, bowing towards the middle. Yeah, I've done it, I fitted it the wrong way, I had to take it all apart. Okay, so that's that one. You notice your pistons at the top, which corresponds with your timing mark and your cam mark, top dead centre. Okay, so the next part is to just get that dowel, just put that safe on there. We know that goes at 11 o'clock, and the other one, which is set in the head, goes at 5 o'clock. Okay, this is even more awkward, getting this off. And what you'll normally find is that these two 10 mils at the side corrode in. That's why I try and free them off with this other chemical compound I've got, which dissolves aluminium oxide. Well, I think it does. And it'll be those that are holding it on. And don't forget, you've still got the piston rings compressing on there as well, but that's not noticeable until you remove the head, or that part anyway. So right, I'll try again. Just a matter of getting it going really, and then once it starts, should go. I've dropped the chain right inside now, but don't worry about that. coincidentally, the previous owner thought he had a valve problem, thought it was a valve gap problem because it was probably running crap. It had lost compression, and it was all down to the actual valve itself. That's what caused it. So he'd have had a nasty surprise after doing his valves. Well, I've still had no luck there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and prise it off against the engine casing malt and the EGR, because we're replacing this anyway. So I'm going to try and bar it off against the frame mounting point and the EGR on there, just to see if I can just free it off. Just get a bar in. It hasn't moved yet, so if you were to damage this and you were replacing it anyway, it wouldn't be that important. So but I'm not really that keen on using bars. I'm certainly not going in there, I don't think. I'll just see if I can go on there. Different bar. It's a hidden bonus, isn't it? There she goes. Yeah, I just wanted a little bit of lever in, that's all. That's a spanner. Right, so a little bit on this side. I did have movement on that one. Yeah. So we'll just take it back and forth now. Yeah, it's coming now, slowly. You can see the gap now on the piston, as long as the timing mark hasn't run off. Just trying to get it to the stage where it'll rock. Rock. Do you know I'm missing Snooker doing this? I don't think it's going to be on long though. I think Judd is hammering the Aussie, so. careful not to bend these either. That wouldn't be pleasant. It's the corrosion that's built up on these bolts. So when these go back in, they want a really good greasing. Cleaning with Scotch-Brite. And a real good greasing when it goes on. It's a horrible design, isn't it? Feels she's coming now. You can see it rocking. Okay. There we go. Probably silicone or something holding it all together. Or is it the gasket? Yeah, it's them 10mm bolts on side. So that's the one. It's that dowel. This dowel here. And water runs through from the outside on the head. Runs through there, runs into the dowel, and it runs up there. And then these are always seized, so that needs, you'll never get that out, believe me. I've had one of them seized as well. So you'll be cleaning that up with Scotch-Brite and then do a dry fit for the new head. Because I'm telling you now, you won't get that out of there. You don't want to be damaging any face of this cylinder head. I can feel it. That'll be alright. There's a gasket on it. And coincidentally, this head, the bottom gasket is metal as well, but your new one you'll get in the kit is paper. Okay. So let's have a look at the ball. Just see if it's the condition of that. That's okay. That's okay on top. That's not bad at all. I can't see any scoring. Apparently this was sat for a couple of years, this bike, so that can be caused by the slight staining mark in the middle there. A bit difficult to see really, but that's probably what caused that. So, right, so I won't be fitting that anyway. Fortunately the dowels have stayed in the block, because I have had them staying there, but I have got spare dowels. I've got some new Keeway dowels, so I will give them a little turn, and if they do turn, I'll take them out and fit new ones. So EGR there, I've got new EGR gaskets as well. So right, so that's all stripped off. So what we'll do is the piston looks a little bit, there's a little bit of scoring on there, a little bit scoring up front to back, which is normal, I've seen that before. So to remove the piston, is it called a gudgeon pin? There's a couple of circlips like these C-clips inside, so we'll remove them and then just pull the piston off. I'm going to leave it on for now because I've got enough to be getting on with. I'm going to go watch the snooker. That's part one. for the strip down. I hope that that's some use. And find my dental tool. Got another one here. There's your chain. You can see that's, you can see that in there on the bottom sprocket. Okay. If you want to tell if it's still on, then just turn your main shaft on there with the socket. And you'll feel it turn the chain. You can even see it actually. So, right, that's okay. Don't worry about that. There's a lot of cleaning up to do on these pegs. They're really bad. So we'll get them. That'll be next video. And then we'll do the new exhaust valve on the head. As you can see, I hope you can see that. You see the crack, it's cracked in there, so we'll get that sorted. We'll probably, the valve I'm going to put in is actually off another bike, which was nothing wrong with it, but it has been used. And then we'll cut it in with some grinding paste and what have you. So, right, okay. So, yeah. So that's up to that stage. I'll be back on the morrow, and then we'll start getting things ready to build back up. But step 2 will be the valves and a bit of cleaning up to do on these and that. So, but I'll probably just show the video for the valves. You don't need to show. No one needs to see anyone how to clean that. If you can't clean that, you shouldn't be attempting it. So, yeah. So, right, all done. Back tomorrow.